Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Amazon Languages, the podcast where we connect English, science, education, and the Amazon.
I'm Rebeca.
And I'm Carmen. We're happy you're here.
Today's episode, we're gonna talk about this interesting day called World Youth Skills Day, remembered every July 15th. This day reminds us that success is not only based on knowledge, but also creativity, teamwork, critical thinking, and of course, lifelong learning.
In today's episode, we'll talk about one event that brought all these skills together. Ikiam's Student Scientific Fair and the English Quest at Ikiam. We'll discover how students and professors prepared their projects, communicated their ideas in English, and gained confidence through this experience.
And today we have two wonderful guests. Let's start with Mara, one of our students who participated in the English Quest. Welcome, Mara.
Thank you so much. I'm a student of biotechnology and I'm very excited to be here.
Welcome, Mara. And here we have May, who is an English teacher from the Language Center and who was part of participating in the organizing team behind this event.
Okay, hi everyone, my name is Mayra, or as my students call me, Teacher May. It's a pleasure to be here and thank you very much for the invitation, Carmen and Rebe. I hope we had a great experience here.
May, before talking about the fair itself, in your opinion, why World Youth Skills Day is so important?
Well, that's an interesting question, Carmen. And for me, I would say that the World Youth Skills Day remind us that education is much more than learning facts, memorizing things, or passing exams. Nowadays, students need skills that help them to develop and to face all the challenges that they have in their lives, right? Skills such as collaboration, teamwork, critical thinking, creativity, and the most important, the confidence to share their ideas to the world. So I think that when they develop all of those skills, they can succeed both professionally and personally.
Yeah, perfect. And that's actually what learning a language is. Learning English is not just a subject that you acquire in university, but also it helps us to communicate and to connect and of course open future and better opportunities.
Completely agree, Rebe. And May, could you tell us how the idea was born?
Well, I can tell a lot, Carmen, but I will try to explain it briefly. Our main goal was to give students a creative and authentic learning experience. So all the professors had that in mind, and one of the most incredible and creative teachers shared the idea that we can do something like a treasure hunt. So as a team, we developed the idea and we created the English Quest. And you know what? That professor is here, Carmen.
Yes, I know, she is here.
Yeah, thank you, Rebe. That was an incredible idea. So what was the English Quest? Well, basically, we had 7 stations placed around Ikiam. And in each station, we had a challenge or a game. All of those challenges were based on linguistic and physical skills. For example, we had the broken telephone, charades, recreate the picture, food challenges, and many other games. So I think it was wonderful and students enjoyed that process. And you know what? It was also really important for the students because they were not only participants, they were also leaders and monitors in each of the stations that we have because they provide instructions. They decided if the team wins or not, and they encouraged the teams to participate and complete the activities. And at the end, the most rewarding part was to see our students communicating and using English for real purposes, right?
Yeah, of course. And I bet it wasn't just only about speaking English, right?
Exactly, Rebe. That's what made the experience so wonderful and valuable for the students because throughout this process, students not only develop those kind of skills, but they develop creativity, problem solving, they give clear instructions, and well, they create a lot of things. And I think that those days, those are the skills that employers are looking nowadays, right? And not only the students, professors too. We work in a collaborative way. We were in charge of some of the games, others in charge of the registration, and others in the prices, materials, and linguistic things, right? So at the end, everybody collaborate and everybody participates. And on the day of the English Quest, we had 9 teams with different colors, different names, and different roads. I had 2 teams. We didn't win, but we learned and we enjoyed that, right? But yeah, it was wonderful to see everyone collaborating and solving problems and seeing our students trying to solve that puzzles. And well, everybody communicated in English and we had an amazing experience.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sure students had an amazing experience and also professors. Man, you participated in the fair. How was your experience like?
Okay, it was both exciting and challenging. At first, presenting in English sounded difficult, but I was afraid of making mistakes. However, after practicing with my classmates and my teachers, I became much more confident. When visitors stopped their stands and asked questions, I realized that I was actually able to explain the procedures in English, and that made me feel very proud.
What did your group present exactly?
Our activity focused on physical and linguistic skills. We had to explain. We had to explain clearly, give instructions, monitor the activity, and most importantly, decision making. It was a challenge to adapt our explanations depending on who was listening.
Many people ask why English is so important. May, what would you say?
That's a great question, Carmen. And well, nowadays English is an essential skills people can have. And well, English is not just a university subject, right? It is a powerful tool people and students can use to communicate and share ideas and connect to the world, right? So here at Ikiam, our students will become scientists, researchers, or professors. And English would be that amazing tool that can open international opportunities or professional opportunities, right? Such as, I don't know, exchanges, international scholarships, and postgraduate studies. So I think that English is not just speaking another language, but it is also the tool that can open international opportunities.
Exactly. Here at Ikiam, our students learn about biodiversity, environmental caring, biotechnology, and some other fascinating fields. And being able to communicate this terminology and these messages in English will help them to know researchers from different parts of the world, and of course, helping to find solutions to problematic around the world.
Completely agree, Rebe, again. And Mara, please tell us, besides improving your English, what other experience did you gain?
I also learned much more than vocabulary. I improved my public speaking, organization, teamwork, problem solving, and I also learned to stay calm when someone asks something difficult. And the most importantly, I discovered that I am capable of communicating in another language, and that experience gave me much more confidence.
Excellent. Now, let's go to one of our favorite activities. Every podcast we have interactive activity, right? So we can know each other. So today we have these fortune cookies, and inside one of each one of them there is a prediction and what a skill students and people will need in order to develop and solve the question that you might find here. Okay, so let's start.
Mayra, let's start with you, please.
Okay.
Choose one.
I think this one. Let's see. So it says, okay, what skills do you think English teachers should help students develop the most? Well, from my perspective, I would say that grammar is really important, and I love grammar. But teachers should encourage and help students develop communicative skills and to give them the confidence to have important and interactive conversations in real life.
Yeah, you're right. Now let's go with you, Mara. Thank you. Okay, it says, how do you imagine English classes 10 years from now? I think they'll be much more interactive. Students will collaborate with people from other countries and use artificial intelligence responsibly, participate in virtual exchange, communicate with international researchers more often. Okay, so one last challenge. You have to complete this sentence, okay? The future belongs to people who may.
The future belongs to people who never stop learning and are willing to share their knowledge to the world.
The future belongs to people who are curious, keep practicing, and aren't afraid of making mistakes.
Okay, before we finish, we'd like each of you give a piece of advice to people who are learning English.
Okay. To my dear students that probably are watching this video, I would say that don't be afraid of making mistakes. Mistakes are part of the learning process. Don't be afraid of participating in conversations that can have with native speakers or people who know English. Remember, the more you practice, participate, speak, the more confident you will become. So remember, English is not just a subject. It's that amazing and powerful tool you can have for your professional opportunities.
Great advice, May.
Believe in yourself, guys. At first, speaking English can feel scary, but with practice and determination, you'll surprise yourself. Every small step counts.
Today's episode reminded us that learning English or having this subject English is much than grammar. It's just about being able to communicate, to share ideas, of course, and have better opportunities for the future.
The Ikiam Student Scientific Fair and the English Quest at Ikiam show us that when students combine science, teamwork, and English, they will gain experiences that will stay with them for life.
A huge thank you for both of our invites today. Thank you, Mara and May, for sharing your experiences with all of us.
And don't forget, if you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to follow Amazon Languages and share it with your friends. Thank you for watching us.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep practicing. Keep speaking English.
Same voices, new topics. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.